Hello there, my Capricorn Collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness. Capricorn, y'all got a water sign energy that isn't happy. What the hell is this about? Especially if someone's cross-watching your readings, Capricorn. There's a lot, Capricorn, the good energy when it comes to you. But some of you got to trust your instincts on some things here. Especially if you're not someone that lives your life out loud, Capricorn. So do be mindful of that energy, right? If everyone knows your business, then there's not much of a surprise to anything. But those of you that sort of keep what's important to yourself, that's what makes the difference. That is really what makes the difference with you, Capricorn. Oh, Eight of Wands. That's the message. There's the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, you're pulling some good vibes, so stay in that energy. Expect a lot of hiccup energy, Capricorn, but I don't feel like this is going to be your hiccup energy. For some of you, this is like the vibes as things change when it comes to you. This has come up before in a reading. I haven't released that reading yet, Capricorn. So some of you, there's a lot of change, but I don't feel like a lot of that has to do with you. But it definitely has to do with the choices that you're making. And for a lot of you, do you live your life out loud? So I'm kind of telling everyone, Capricorn, listen more and speak less and see who keeps the conversation going. Yeah, this is like, what you've been working for. Seven of Pentacles there at the Seven of Wands. Yeah, especially those of you that don't read like an open book. That's going to make the difference for a lot of you. Because your energy isn't like out there. Someone don't know exactly what the fuck you're doing. That's why you keep attracting all this cross-watcher energy. Everyone wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know. But if you're smart with business, you're smart with your sort of boundaries that you've established, you prevent that sort of energy. I feel like a lot of you people are getting like distracted energies when it comes to you. That's what makes the difference. Capricorn, a lot of you, there's that sort of energy of like romantic relationships or partnerships. I feel it's more business related with you, but take what's yours and leave what's not, right? There's that Ten of Cups. Oh, this is like the seriousness. I'm going to be honest with you, Capricorns, with this Ten of Cups. It's kind of like Gemini's energy. That Ten of Cups is whatever you want it to be, however that sort of shows up. Especially with the people that you have in that vibe with you too. But those of you that are serious in regards to that Ten of Cups, this is more forward thinking. So the decisions that you're making aren't just based on like the now or the present energy. It's far more outreaching when it comes to you. And it's the seriousness. It really comes down to the seriousness of that Ten of Cups. How serious you are, the type of relationships or partnerships you're attracted to. Those of you that's taking your time establishing that Ten of Cups, there is like no quick fix energy when it comes to this either. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of growth. Maybe some of y'all are dealing with the Leo energy. We are in Leo season. We did have a retrograde now in Leo season. King of Swords, there's the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, you don't give a fuck. So a lot of you, you're not emotionally obligated or obliged to a lot of people now. So that makes the difference. Those of you that moved through stagnant relationships or partnerships, no one has that emotional control. Or for some of you, you don't have that emotional obligation anymore. So you don't even have to pretend to give a fuck. So that's what makes the difference. Eight of Cups goes in search of Nine of Cups, ultimately to Ten of Cups. So those of you out of those controlling relationships or partnerships that were just full of bullshit with the Seven of Cups. Over top of all that, some Knight of Swords, to the Libra energy, to the Eight of Pentacles, to the Six of Pentacles. There you are, Capricorn. There's a lot of energy kind of dependent upon your energy. And some of y'all are definitely dealing with some very sneaky, shady people. That those of you, I really feel those of you that decided to stay single, those of you that decided to pull your energy back and focus more on you, you were very mindful of who you gave to who you sort of allowed in your energy. Some of y'all were dealing with motherfuckers you shouldn't have been fucking around with anyway. I don't know your life, but if you're dealing with shady people, then, you know, it's kind of those of you that pulled that energy back. So romantic connections, friendships with you, whatever the hell that cups energy is. Some of y'all, maybe you stopped partying, so you're not in that same energy. Some of you, you're not like stuck in Seven of Cups relationships or partnerships. There's a seriousness to it. I don't think you're allowed yourself to be played anymore. Those of you that got out of those emotional connections. So no one's really going to be able to guilt trip you into anything. No one's going to be able to guilt trip you into making a decision. No one's going to be able to guilt trip you into feeling something that you have no obligation to feel. And that's what makes the difference with you. The complexity is however complex you want it to be, Capricorn. A lot of you, it's getting out of that emotional codependency. So that way you don't feel obligated. For some of you, to people that really were kind of pulling the wool over your eye any fucking way. So that's what makes the difference. There is that seriousness when it comes to the Ten of Cups. For a lot of you, that's settling down, putting a ring on the finger, or whatever the fuck Ten of Cups means for you. It's far more forward thinking. So you're not just focused on like immediate gratification or immediate satisfaction. So that energy can't really come in and be that disruptive when it comes to you. Some of y'all know there's people you shouldn't be fucking around with. I don't know your life, but you know. So those of you that made choices, and you made choices. So this is relationships or partnerships that are no longer sort of you're codependent upon, or they can't really be codependent upon you. So those of you that sever those ties and connections that you really didn't need. Some of you, those people sever those ties and connections that were actually to your benefit. Because now that sort of stuck energy isn't in your vibe. What's your favorite astrologer? I definitely feel like your astrology is factored in on this. For some of you, in a very unique way. I've been telling a lot of you Capricorns, those of you that are happily single or you're happily dating, you're not really getting too emotionally involved or connected with anybody. You're going to put forth the time, energy, or effort. It's definitely not lack of an opportunity, but when you're not so thirsty, you don't need to fulfill that sort of emptiness within you with just anything. You make better choices. Some of you, I feel like this sort of vibe come about and you really didn't have to do anything. You were able to sort of whisk away all those toxic energies that you didn't need. This is like making healthy choices. Capricorn energy is being very regimented. This is breaking old habits, establishing new habits. It can be negative, but a lot of it is just what's your codependency. So if you're watching, you go on a diet, so maybe you're not eating breads or pastas, you're watching your carbohydrates, you're trying to cut back on your caffeine, you're trying to cut back on your nicotine, you're trying to cut back on your spending. Some of you getting out of those codependent relationships and partnerships, but this is being well aware of who gets your time, energy, and attention. It's such a beautiful energy with you, Capricorn. But not everyone's going to be in this vibe. So some people stay stuck. The fact that you're not emotionally obliged or obligated, or you're not feeding that sort of emotional energy anymore. So those of you that aren't stuck in relationships or partnerships where there is just so much illusion, confusion, and choices, it was all karmic. Things aren't as fulfilling as they used to be because you're interested in something that's far more interesting, or you actually know what it is that you're looking for with regard to relationships or partnerships. I do feel like there's a duality with this. So some of you, there's been 2 or more relationships or partnerships that you've been very mindful of. And it's worked to your benefit. Those of you that were very mindful of who or what you invested in. I feel like this is karmic energy. This is like karmic blessings, astrological blessings when it comes to you. But you had to make a decision, and you kind of maintain those healthy boundaries. So you made a choice. You made a choice. If you're dieting or you're trying to cut back on your nicotine or your carbohydrates or your caffeine or whatever the fuck it is. Some of y'all, if you stop like being passionate, you avoided any passionate connections. So if you were dating, you just dated. You didn't add that sort of energy of a physical connection. You didn't get to know somebody in the biblical sense, so that way there could be no sort of kind of biblical attachments. Take what's yours and leave what's not, Capricorn. That makes the difference. There's no more of this emotional obligation. So there's none of that stuck energy. It might seem a little cold, but some of you, some of those emotional relationships or partnerships or what you were given to emotionally really were just a waste of time anyway. It's kind of like you have the choice. You know, you could win a prize, and some of you were working too hard to win like things that really weren't worth shit. But it's kind of like you don't really have that obligation anymore. I like that energy. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be, but that's like, you know, the trucks on the side of the road that put the triangles out so that way you know kind of danger ahead. It's kind of like red flag energy. So a lot of you Capricorns have been able to move through this energy pretty swiftly because you were able to avoid the sort of distractions energy that are there. It's a little more advanced than just paying attention to the red flags. This is kind of you were making interesting choices the whole time. The Eight of Wands there with the Eight of Cups, with the Eight of Pentacles. I love this 888 energy with you. Good retrograde vibes, but it all works out to your benefit. I definitely feel like this sort of Piscean energy with you. There's a lot of heartbroken energy because you don't, or you're not emotionally sort of vulnerable anymore. So, damn Capricorns. I don't know when you're going to get this, but you've had a reading. I uploaded it. I don't think I've released it yet. So some of you, this is who gets your time, energy, and attention, and what is that about? You've been in this energy for a while. So take what's yours and leave what's not. A lot of you, it's that energy kind of burning away. Those of you, if you watch the Perseids meteor shower, some of you, this is that sort of hiccup energy. But I don't really think you had to do much in this. Some of you, this is just sort of trusting that vibe. It's not what's ruling you now. It's kind of the choices that you're making. So a lot of you, these are codependent relationships or partnerships that had too much control over you. But you've switched that dynamic up. I feel like astrology is factored in on this with you too. But this is all secondary vibes. Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, the King of Wands, there to the Ten of Pentacles. Those of you, if there's a sort of spiritual element to this, some of y'all could have took communion, some of y'all maybe you got baptized. Some of y'all, you're looking at things from a healthier perspective. This is boss ass energy, again with the dynamic of two with you. There's the Four Swords down there. There's the King of Wands. What's your inspiration? This is like Virgo energy, but it's kind of like a booster energy to Virgo. So you're being very mindful of the decisions that you're making, but you're just kind of doing it your own. So it's not like you're really... It's kind of like you're not like living your life out loud, but I don't feel like you're posting everything that you're doing or you're letting everybody know what the fuck you're doing. You're just kind of in your energy, making the choices that work best for you. And it brings about better opportunities. For a lot of you to avoid that tower energy. That always feels like the Piazza di San Marco in Venice. I don't know where they got the inspiration for this card. But see this beautiful blessings energy? This is also far more forward thinking as well with you. So those of you Capricorns that are more future oriented than maybe just the immediate energy or just a little bit down the road. So you have future plans. This is like 5, 10, 20, 25 year plans down the road. There's the Two of Wands. There's the Ace of Wands. There's the, yeah, the Page of Swords energy is the Five of Pentacles. Again with the 2 energy with you. That could definitely be astrological, so watch your favorite astrologer. And there you are, Capricorns. I feel like a lot of you Capricorns were ahead of the vibe on this. Capricorn and Geminis, you guys were ahead of the vibe. So don't be surprised if you don't find better relationships or partnerships once you move through this energy. But there's a lot you need to kind of get away from as well. That 6 of Swords there at that 9 of Cups. And I don't feel like you're living your life out loud either. So you don't need to post everything. You're not letting everybody know what the fuck it is that you're working on. If you start a diet, you don't make a big to-do about it to everybody that you're on a fucking diet. You're just on a diet. If you're trying to quit smoking, you just try to quit smoking. If you're trying to save money, you just save money. You don't need to announce it, and it's not a big deal. You're getting really comfortable in that energy. So breaking old habits, establishing new habits. Notice that optimism there. Some of y'all could be doing some chakra alignment as well, or some acupuncture. Some of y'all are feeling that sort of ripple effect with that Tower vibe. So this is kind of like you're kind of going along and you feel that little sort of wrestling energy, or you kind of get that little the vibe, the energy seems a little weird that day, or you're kind of like, oh, okay. It's almost like you feel that release energy. It's almost like air brake energy as well. So, you know, when you get that sort of jolt, some of y'all could be feeling that energy too as you're upgrading. Because I definitely feel like there's this upgrade in energy with you. That's what makes the difference. Definitely a better overview vibe. And those of you that's been in this energy for a while, Capricorns, a lot of you have been focusing on this. This is definitely more you focused, you centered. I don't feel like a lot of you have met the right person yet. If you have met the right person, I feel like a lot of you are taking your time. So it's going to be a while before you get to know somebody in the biblical sense. Those of you, if you've thrown a little bit of religion on what you're doing, so maybe your religion or philosophy, I feel like it's more religion with you. Take what's yours and leave what's not. So you could be taking your time for you get to know somebody in the biblical sense, and that's what makes the difference. Some of you definitely have partnerships wanting to come in. So, you know, it's definitely not lack of that. It's quality of. So take what's yours and leave what's not. I feel like this is good retrograde read for you too. So stay in the vibe that you're in. Especially those of you that have kind of been ahead of the vibe. I think if there's anything that you question or have doubts upon, I feel like you trust your intuition enough to make the right choices. So, take what's yours, leave what's not, Capricorn. Fuck the drama on something, because you don't need that energy. Some of y'all are going to feel that sort of, you're going to feel those sort of tower energies. But I feel like it's, if it's like astrology with you, it's, you just kind of feel that energy, move through it, and stay focused on the positive. Because I definitely feel like, you got some good vibes. You got some good vibes. You're definitely switching it up. So there's 2 or more relationships or partnerships that you know aren't really good for you. But there's no more of that sort of emotional connection there anymore. Take what's yours, leave what's not. Like, share, subscribe. Peace, love, and light, Capricorn. Definitely watch your favorite astrologer. This could definitely be astrological with you. It's a good retrograde read. Peace, love, and light, Cappies.